I need everyone to take a breath because this Davido paternity wahala is no longer just entertainment news. This one has entered the territory of public humiliation, emotional warfare, and power play, in my opinion. And the reason why it's painful is because at the center of everything we are talking about is a child. But today, we are not even going to make this about the child. No. We are going to be talking about three adults who are making this thing louder than it even needs to be. We are going to be talking about Anu's mother, Ayo Labinjoh, Davido, and Uncle Daddy Freeze. I'm doing this because the way this thing is going, it's giving ego versus ego, it's giving reputation versus reputation, it's giving, aura for aura. And everybody wants to win. But the real question is, who is protecting the truth? And who is protecting their image? Stay with me, I'll be right back.
Stand in your power, own every minute, every hour. This is your story, starting now. Stand in your power, let the world see how. Stand in your power, stand in your power now. Turn up your voice, your truth, your wow. Stand in your power, this is your channel now.
So here is what's happening in plain English. Ayo Labinjoh has been publicly claiming that her daughter Anu is Davido's child. Okay? And Davido has also publicly said that he is not the father, and he has maintained that DNA results shows that he is not the father. Then, fast forward, Daddy Freeze entered the chat and he basically said, I have seen the autopsy report. I have seen the autopsy results. Davido is truly not the father of the child. And now, Auntie Ayo is saying, oh, so you too, you are now part of the people protecting Davido. And what started as a paternity dispute is now becoming a character assassination Olympic. On this channel, you already know what we do. We don't just gist, we break it down, okay? We break it down, we do power dynamics, we talk about emotional intelligence, we talk about accountability, and we do truth, okay? Now, let's start with Anu's mom, okay? Anu's mother, Ayo Labinjoh. Ayo Labinjoh is saying she came out strong and she came out very emotional, and she did not actually come to play. She came to drag Davido with her full chest. And she was saying things like, you are a boy, you are not a man. You are a dad, you are not a father. And now let me tell you why that statement hits the internet so hard. It did because whether people like it or not, when a woman says that you are not acting like a man, it's giving she's not talking about money. It's giving she's talking about character. Okay? She's talking about responsibility. She's talking about you standing up and owning whatever the truth is. But here is what I see in this case. Ayo's approach is very emotional. Let me not say very. Our approach is emotional. And when you are emotional in public, you already know it. People will dismiss you as crazy, even when you are saying the facts. Because society loves to do things where, to do these things where if a woman is calm, they will say, oh, she's manipulative. If she's angry, they will say she's unstable. If she cries, they will say she's trying to guilt trip everybody. And if she stays quiet, they will say she has no proof. Where I come from, they say there's nothing you can do to please the world. Kò sọ́gbọ́n tó lè dá, kò síwà tó lè hù, kò sọ́nà tó lè mọ̀, tó lè fi táyé lọ́rùn o. So Ayo is in a trap. But what I notice is this. She's not just fighting Davido. She's fighting the world's refusal to believe her. And I understand it. I know where she's coming from. She's fighting the Davido can never do wrong fan base. The Davido is a humble man fan base. And she's fighting the she's fighting the emotional exhaustion of being a mother who feels like her child is being denied, if all she's saying is true. But my people, my audience, my stand in your power audience, listen to me carefully. Pain does not automatically equal proof, meaning the fact that she's pained about the whole thing does not mean that is not proof to the world that she's what she's saying is true. Now, emotions as well does not automatically equal truth. The fact that you are, expressing a lot of emotion does not, people will like, we need to see fact. And this is where this lady, Ayo, needs to be strategic. Because if you really want truth, you don't fight it with only emotions. There is a process, or there are processes. So what do I say you do? You fight it with process. That's mine. Fight it with process. Now let's talk about Davido. Let's talk Davido. His own stance has been consistent. He says, oh, he's not the father of the child. He says he has done 5 DNAs and DNA proves it. And whether Davido is telling the truth or not, one thing is clear. Like I said in my other video that I'm going to pin up here, the last video, either here or here, wherever you see it. The last video I said, whether Davido is telling the truth or not, yes, a lot of things. One thing is clear, or a lot of things are clear. Davido is a global celebrity. Okay? And when you are a global celebrity, you are not just protecting yourself. You are showing up as a businessman. You are protecting your brand. So I understand where Davido self is coming from. And again, he's married. He's married. So he's protecting his marriage with Chioma. He's protecting all his endorsements. He's protecting his public image. He's protecting the family name. He's protecting the children that he already has. Above all, he's trying to protect his legacy. But the truth is, if you did this thing, if this child is yours, Davido, it will come and bite you with this behavior. If this child is really yours, then it's better for you to just humble yourself and accept and keep it moving. So Davido, in my opinion, is responding like a regular man on the street. He's responding like a man whose name is a business. And that is why the case is very sensitive. And that is why you men must try to keep your third leg close. Keep it. Stop putting that third leg into every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Okay? Because when a celebrity denies paternity publicly, people don't hear, I am not the father. What people hear is, I am calling you a liar. So people are looking at Anu as, oh, she's a liar. Oh, she's a gold digger, And then Anu will respond with, oh, I am a liar? Really? I am a gold digger? I would disgrace you publicly. And that's what we are seeing. That is the emotional cycle that we are seeing. And that is why this whole you are Anu's father or anything, that's why it is escalating. Okay? That's why the whole thing is escalating. But But Davido needs to understand something. Even if he is not the father, he needs to handle this situation carefully. How you handle this kind of denial matters, because denials can be truthful but still be handled with arrogance, and denials can be factful but still can be handled with disrespect. And when you disrespect a woman, a mother, publicly, you ignite something that is deeper than whatever the argument is about. What you are igniting, Davido, is rage. If what you are saying is true and you are talking like that to the mother of the child, you ignite rage. Now, let's move to Uncle Daddy Freeze's quarter. Daddy Freeze basically said, hey, my people, I saw the DNA. Daddy Freeze basically said, I saw the DNA result. And Davido is not the father of Anu, or Davido is not Anu's father. And people were like, wait, you saw it? How? In fact, where are you even involved? Are you a mediator? Or are you a PR agent? Which one are you, Uncle Daddy Freeze? Are you a spokesperson? Are you a lawyer? Or are you the lab scientist? Which one are you? And this is where Daddy Freeze made a very common public commentator mistake. A common mistake that a lot of people make. He entered a very deeply emotional situation and he positioned himself like an authority. Yeah? And that is troubling, in my own opinion. Because even if Uncle Daddy Freeze, even if you saw something, you are not the court. You are not the lab. You are not the judge. So, what he did was not just commentary. He was trying to influence the narrative. It became influence, in my own opinion, because as we all know, the man is an influencer. Okay? And when you speak with influence, you must be careful, because what you are doing is you are shaping public opinion. And Ayo's response to Daddy Freeze was basically, so you saw it and you are defending him. And what about your own child? So I understand why she's angry. She's angry. I understand her anger. Because from her perspective, it feels like, so you are trying to say I'm the liar. It feels like a man is speaking on behalf of another man just to silence a woman. That's how Anu is feeling. Okay? In this case. And it's all looking like, at this point, I don't know what Daddy Freeze's intentions are, and whether his impression or his intention is to silence Anu or not, or his intention is to help Davido's PR, whatever. We are seeing these things. These are the things that people are seeing, and the optics matter. The optics really, really do matter. So now let's go to the real issue. Okay? The real reason this story is viral is not just about DNA, it's about power. Because in situations like this, the man has power, right? A man has power through fame, he has power through money. Okay? The woman has power through her story and through her persistence. Now, Davido's power is global influence. What else is Davido's power? His power is resources. He's got the resources. He's got the fan base. And he's got reputation protection. However, Ayo's power, that's the lady's power, is her emotional conviction. Her power is the public pressure that she's putting through social media. Her power is the media attention that she is getting. Her power is moral framing. Oh, you are a boy, not a man. So now we are confused. Who is telling the truth? And if we are looking at Daddy Freeze's power in this situation, he's sitting from the power of influence. Oh, I have a platform and the public trust me. I have influence over a lot of narratives. So why don't I use my influence on this narrative? And when three power forces clash like this, what is the weapon? The truth becomes the weapon. Truth becomes a weapon, not a solution. I say it again. Truth becomes the weapon, not a solution. That is why this whole case is very dangerous. Because at some point, people will stop wanting the truth. What people will start wanting is they start wanting to win at all costs. And when people want to win, they begin to sacrifice peace. You can see how Mohbad's story has gone. This one wants to win, that one wants to win the argument at the end of the day. When you are trying to win at all costs, you begin to lose your dignity. So people begin to sacrifice their dignity. They begin to sacrifice that child's mental health. That child is young, for crying out loud. And you guys wanting to win, you end up sacrificing everything. They say when the elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. So at the end of the day, it is the child that suffers everything, whether the whole story is truth or not. Now, let me speak to my people. Okay? Number one lesson here, never let your identity be controlled by chaos. If you are a woman fighting for your child, you have to be strategic. It doesn't have to be an emotional battle, no. You have to be strategic, not just emotional. And if you're going to be emotional, make sure there is a balance, because the world will punish you for being emotional. We can see it already. People are calling that lady names. Lesson number 2, men must understand that denial without empathy becomes cruelty. Davido, even if you are not the father of that child, I expect some empathy from you. The way you handle it must not be with arrogance, because arrogance is what creates enemies. Okay? The way you handle this thing. I'm beginning to see a trend with Davido and his baby mamas, or alleged baby mamas. And then public commentators must stop playing judge. Daddy Freeze, you can have an opinion. It's okay to have an opinion, but you cannot present yourself as the final authority in this sensitive matter. How sure are you that the DNA result that you saw is original? Because now you have entered the territory of I am helping shape the outcome. And that's too heavy. In my opinion, that's too heavy. Another lesson I'm seeing here is, if you want truth, use the right systems. The only way this would end properly is an independent, transparent DNA test, a verified process, and adults who prioritize peace over their pride. Because pride, at the end of the day, is always very expensive. And who pays that expensive bill? It is that child. That child is going to pay that expensive bill through the trauma that this process is going to put her through. She's also going to have a post-traumatic experience. So, my people, what am I saying here? Now, this is not just Davido's story, okay? This is bigger than Davido. This story is about power. This story is about people's image. This story is talking about people's ego, public humiliation, and emotional warfare. That's what this story is about. It's not just about a Davido. And my prayer is that the adults involved, they remember one thing, that this is not a game. Because the truth is, the internet would move on. But that child will grow up and she will remember everything. Let's be careful the things we do when children are involved. Now I want to hear from you, my people. Do you think that Davido should have handled this DNA properly? Do you think that Ayo has a right to fight this publicly? What are your thoughts? Do you think that Davido is handling this thing with maturity? And do you feel it is fair that Daddy Freeze comes into the picture and try to sway the narratives? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section. If this is your first time here, you are new here, you are welcome to Stand in Your Power, where we don't just talk. No, we don't just talk about what happened, we talk about what it means. So if you are new here, please do well to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
Take what you learned, walk in your truth. Until next time, stand in your power.